Tournament. Coastal Carolina's gone to the NCAA tournament each of the past 2 seasons. WakeForest
bench. Expect WakeForest to try to put pressure on them a lot of different ways.
Jamie Lucky, Tim Nestor, and Tim Kelly are the 3 men who will administer this basketball game tonight. Badou Diagne picked up by Devin Thomas in the Deacons man-to-man.
That'll be an interesting matchup as this game goes on. Diagne has the ability to take the ball outside, and Devin's got to be able to guard him 15, 18 feet away without fouling.
Diagne has added more handle to his game the last couple of years, but now the shot clock's winding down. This is Curtis from 16 feet. He got it.
Good defensive possession that time. You get a guy in Tristan Curtis who only averages about 7 points, taking a jumper as the clock goes down. Good possession for both sides.
He's made his last 10 shots going back the last few games.
Yeah, he's a really high volume, high percentage shooter.
Inside, nice pass from Wilbekin to Thomas.
And as we talked about the matchup of Diagne versus my man Thomas, on one end, Thomas will have the offensive advantage going inside. Diagne not quite as physical as Thomas is.
Devin off to a good start. He had his 6th double-double of the year this past Tuesday, 18 and 10 in 29 minutes. Scary moment for the Deeks. He kind of turned his ankle late in that game, but he insisted afterward he would be fine, and he certainly looks all right in the first minute here.
It's amazing what confidence and maturity can do for a player.
Well, this WakeForest team, an interesting mix of veteran experience and youth. Dinos Mitiglu misses his first shot, but Thomas has his 2nd rebound. Crawford launches, and that was very long. Wilbekin is on Wiggins. That has Crawford on Shaw. And Diagne lets it fly. Rebound deflected for Wilbekin. Mitch Wilbekin, the sophomore from Gainesville. And here's a good look for McClinton, but he left it short. Wiggins with his 2nd rebound.
Nice look that time. They took away the inside play early and have a jump shot that doesn't fall. And again, one of the things I think you have to do if you're Coastal Carolina, especially early in this ball game, is to take the ball to the hole, try to get some guys in some foul trouble, and get your run game going. This is a team in Coastal that averages about 77 points a ball game. So getting some possessions, making possessions count, either in transition or in the half court, very vital for them tonight.
Coastal Carolina has beaten a bunch of major conference programs over the last 5 years. They're 5 and 10 in their last 15 games against power conference schools. They beat LSU a couple of times. They beat Clemson a couple of times.
But this is a quality program. And like I said, you've been in NCAAs the last 2 seasons. A very team, preseason pick, depending on your polls, 2nd or 3rd, 1st in the Big South. You're going to hear a lot out of them. Very well coached, obviously. But tonight, playing a little short-handed, will trap out of the free throw made.
A couple free throws for Jalen Shaw. They didn't just make the tournament. They gave both Wisconsin and Virginia pretty good tests in 16 versus 1 matchups the last 2 years. Wilbekin missed his first look, and the rebound for Diagne. Thomas is 1 for 1. Everyone else in the starting lineup is 0 for 1 for the Deeks. Now Elijah Wilson is their MJ-like player. Capable of creating off the dribble. In fact, he tied one of Michael Jordan's high school records as the Deeks score inside.
Transition basket, nice job, reverse layup and the score. And as we expected, after the made basket, they're applying a little pressure. Get back.
And Wilbekin fouls Wiggins. A couple of free throws coming up here for the transfer Siobhan Wiggins, who was the freshman of the year when he was at Mount St. Mary's in the Northeast Conference.
You talk about Wiggins and Wilson, 2 formidable guards, both averaging over 13 points a ball game, can score the basketball. Wilson last year was a Big South Tournament MVP, and is a guy that can score in bunches. And so what you've got to be able to do is take away his transition. He looks so far, he's done a nice job of doing that.
Cody Miller-McIntyre made his season debut on Tuesday night. An inauspicious one for the guy with a resume of Cody, but he's back in tonight. John Collins also enters for his first minutes and swallows up the first rebound. We're still tied 4-all. Wilbekin with a good look. Thomas on the offensive glass. He's going to the line.
There's an advantage that certainly WakeForest has in this game is rebounding, the ability to go out and get second chance opportunities. We've seen it a couple of times. That long rebound and shot that Crawford missed. Chris Hell is not very happy about this. Long rebound there. Thomas just fights for it, gets the foul, goes to the free throw line where he's got to continue to get better as a big guy.
They call the first foul on Badou Diagne. So far, Stan, WakeForest is 2 for 2 from 2-point range and 0 for 5 from 3. You think Danny Manning is happy with the shot selection?
Well, except for one, they've been pretty good shots. They've been in the offense and they're just not falling. What I think he's going to be disappointed in is that they have not been able to kind of turn this team over a couple of times, get some easy baskets out of their offense. Thomas gets a rebound, misses 2 free throws, and then you've got to settle into the half court. Both of the big guys that we talked about are doing about what we thought in different ways.
Little lefty runner from the kid who grew up in Winston-Salem, Christian Adams. He couldn't score, but a foul on the putback. Christian Adams has not played a lot of minutes, but he's one of the guys who's going to step into a role, and he went to Calvary Baptist Day School just around the corner from the Joel. His parents have had WakeForest season tickets since he was 7 years old.
Hey, you know, you got to be ready.
Yep.
I mean, you know, he's a guy that has played very, very limited minutes this season and now gets an opportunity, so it's got to be a big thrill to play in a place that he's been around many, many times. But you got to take all that, forget about it, and play the game ahead of you. So he's got to give them some quality minutes. As we've said, they have a very thin bench for Coastal Carolina.
Mitchell Wilbekin picked up the foul, and it was his second, so he's going to be on the bench for a bit. A couple free throws for Curtis, and the Chanticleers are back up by 2. Christian Adams called for the foul on Miller McIntyre.
Cody Miller McIntyre did not have his best game, but again, he's missed a lot of ball games, and so he wears some of the rust out. Expect him today to try to find some rhythm, and he still may not be a prolific scorer today, but I think he'll be more comfortable in his shot selection and also in his movement, physical ball movements, and also defensively.
After the game on Tuesday, Cody said he felt much more comfortable in the second half than he did in the first half, and Crawford connects from 3. Deeks back up 1, and the numbers weren't pretty for Miller McIntyre on Tuesday night. 15 minutes, he had 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 turnovers. And he's a guy who averaged 14.5 points per game last year, but making an impact defensively, taking it right at Shaw.
Yeah, you're more comfortable, you move, you did a great job defensively on the basketball, saw the opportunity, gets the steal, another steal here.
Picked up by Collins to Crawford, who nearly threw it away. Fortunate to get it back, and a gorgeous find will send Collins to the line. Well, the Demon Deacons had been lackluster.
That's amazing how that happens in it. Well, but what you're saying is that they're playing better basketball. They're playing with a lot of confidence.
Well, I was demonstrating my knowledge of integers, first of all.
And numbers, too.
And secondly, Xavier coming to town. Chris Mack, former WakeForest assistant, and a top 10 team.
What's the most important game that they're going to play?
The
one they're playing now. You don't worry. Xavier is a distant thought. You got to win this basketball game, because if you don't win this game, then obviously you don't have a 6 in a row to look forward to.
It can be a distant thought for the players, but can I think about it?
Yeah. You ain't playing. But that's what I'm saying. But those thoughts, when they get in the head, make you play poor basketball sometimes. You're looking ahead. Coaches hate that. Coaches want you to stay in the moment. Double screen here. Let's see if they go inside, outside. Wiggins or Wilson to take a shot out of this.
Shot clock winding down. Wilson fires. And a strong rebound for Collins. Cornelius Hudson into the game for the first time, and Collins on the attack. He scores.
I really like this young man. He's getting better and better each time I watch him play, getting stronger and more confident in his inside game.
Deeks have hit their last 3 shots. Coastal's missed its last 5 shots.
Freeman Freeman in the ball game for Coastal is a banger. He'll go inside, try to get some rebounds, and set a few screens, try to get some of these perimeter guys open. Wake's doing a really good job taking them out of their first sets, first looks.
Diagne to the rim. He gets two.
Slippery, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And he has improved his handle so much from 2-3 years ago. Really their emotional leader in big games, too. Miller-McIntyre with a pull-up. It's off to the right, and Collins steals the rebound away from Freeman.
There's one little zone now and matching up out of this. Defend that ball screen.
Middaglu launches. And the Deeks are now 1 of 7 from 3.
You were talking a moment ago about the shot selection from 3. 2 of those have not been good shots. They've been rushed. They've not in some offensive rhythm. Middaglu he's a good three-point shooter. We know that, but he's got to be in rhythm and take his time. He rushed that shot.
Wiggins lost it on the way to the basket. Freeman off the dribble, can't score. And that'll be a foul in the quarter on Cody Miller-McIntyre, his first.
It's really impressed me this first few minutes of the game. It is not only the defensive intensity, but how every shot is being contested. Every pass is being contested. They're getting a lot of deflections. It's really taking Coastal Carolina out of their half-court flow.
Certainly something Danny Manning was stressing in shoot-around today. Closing out on shooters, in control, moving your feet defensively.
No deflection.
Trent Van Horn just into the game, ahead to Crawford, back for Thomas for 2.
Excellent play. Great defense on one side of the ball, transition offense, and a good finish.
Second bucket for Thomas.
If you're Coastal Carolina, you got to start getting concerned. Offensively, you're not getting anything, and you're not playing solid defense. Transition basket a moment ago by the big guy should have never happened.
Jalen Shaw unable to finish, and it was batted off the shot clock by Coastal. So Wake Forest will take over. Well, the Chanticleers are basically a new team because they're missing Michelle Ananga, Colton Ray St. Cyr. They're figuring out new roles for not maybe the first unit, but when they have bench players out there, guys are.
And so you got to learn how to manage those minutes, and some guys have now got to step up. Everybody wants a chance to play. Well, you're going to get that opportunity. So when you get that, you've got to try to make plays. And St. Cyr was a guy that didn't score a lot of points, only averaged about 7, 8 points a game, but he was really solid on the defensive end, can run the floor, and was a kind of a glue guy, the kind of guy you've got to have on your team. And then Nanga was a guy that could make threes, undersized at 6'4", 6'5", but would battle you and had the ability to score. They're going to miss both of these guys, and I think you can see that now.
Nanga out for the season with a knee injury. Yeah. Ray St. Cyr out 6 to 8 weeks with a fractured wrist. This is Ron Traps. He's off the mark. The rebound deflected by Moore, controlled by Thomas. And here's Crawford for 3.
Good fellas, you got to think about a timeout or trying to get a basket here to get the timeout under 12. Because offensively, they're not doing anything, and defensively, Wake Forest has done a really good job taking away things and then scoring off transition.
It's a 14-2 run in the last 4.5 minutes. And Jalen Shaw cannot stop the bleeding.
Great job again. One shot and done. Transition basket.
Hudson was way off, but Moore with the offensive board. Van Horn to the basket, denied. Good position for Curtis. Now in the corner, it's Kevin Holmes Jr. And they pulled a red shirt off this kid because they needed players.
He's only played 2 games, had a basket against North Carolina Wesleyan and one against Wofford. Really weren't expecting him to play, but has some ability, a little thin, but at 6'9", is going to have to step up and give them some offense.
6'9" freshman who can hit that shot from the corner, certainly a nice piece to have. Thomas posting up on Curtis. The digging double comes, and Thomas fights through it to get fouled. That'll take us to a timeout. Deeks have 6 assists on
7 field goals off 6 assists.
Yeah, and a couple live ball turnovers have hurt Coastal. 3 turnovers leading to 6 points off those turnovers. Devin Thomas can't find his range from the free throw line during the game. Dan Collins of the Winston-Salem Journal reported that after the game on Tuesday night, when he was 8 of 17, he went to the practice gym at the Miller Center.
See how he turns the ball? It's flat. You got to move. You got to get your leg into it and get ball balance. I can fix this in about 15 minutes.
Well, you know, I've wondered for a while. You know, Devin Thomas has had 4 years and he hasn't changed his shooting mechanics too much.
And then we talk about it and it gets in his head and it messes with him a little bit too. But yeah, it's just it's a confidence on the balance thing with the basketball.
It is mostly my fault. We're talking about it.
No, but people, fans,
Sure.
And then everybody's got a remedy for it, you know?
Another opportunity to score after the offensive rebound from McClinton. Thomas lost it that time. Moore recovers. Shot clock at 4, and McClinton, and it's slammed home by Moore. Was that offensive goaltending?
Nice play by Moore, and what I liked about it earlier than that was the fact that he had the ball in the post and didn't try to force up a shot, made a pass, and then went up and got it, brought it home.
Another steal, and McClinton takes it all the way. Timeout, Cliff Ellis, the lead.
To a teammate, and then he follows up with a nice, emphatic slam dunk. What that does, it becomes contagious. Everybody plays harder, makes it easier for you to play as a Demon Deacon basketball team.
Around Moore, the 7'1" freshman. And there's a big shot for Coastal to stop the bleeding from the left wing. Jalen Shaw hits the 3.
And Jalen Shaw came in only making 8 threes this season. Is a guy that they have to get some baskets out. Become more of a scorer since he transferred from South Carolina a season ago.
There's WakeForest's first turnover of the game.
And that's good. If you've gone over half of the first half and you've only had 1 turnover, yet offensive efficiency, as we said, 7 baskets on 6 assists, you're doing some good things with the ball.
Jang trying to do a little too much. Got fortunate there with the bounce. Shaw, nice teardrop.
Jalen Shaw had a nice game against North Carolina Wesleyan last week. Made 3 3-pointers, but again, they've got to find a way to get some early offense if you're Coastal Carolina. Nice run this last 2 possessions.
McClinton to the elbow, hits Crawford. Back to Thomas. Thomas pivots. Can't kiss it home. And the rebound tracked down by Traps. So Coastal, a couple baskets in a row, couple stops in a row. Nidoglu set to check back in next whistle for the Deeks.
See, he can be smart defensively if more because he knows that Freeman's going to be a screener.
Javon Wiggins 3 rims in and out, and Jarrell Moore finally controls the rebound. Up high for McClinton, the big-time score.
Yeah, and Coach Ellis is just looking at what in the world. The guys go to sleep mesmerized by the ball. No one stopped the basketball. 4 guys looking, they throw over the top of Clinton with the Yeezy jam.
Good find from Bryant Crawford, who's got 4 assists already. Jang travel. Timeout here at the Joel as Greg McClinton.
Because of what? Great defense and unselfish play.
10 fast break points for Wake Forest, none for Coastal Carolina. That's just about the difference in the game. Deacons have Crawford, Miller McIntyre, Rondell Watson with Dinos Nidoglu and Devin Thomas. Watson didn't play on Tuesday, getting some early minutes tonight. Miller McIntyre showing his elusiveness, and a foul was called. Javon Wiggins picking up his 2nd foul.
If you're Watson, you want to go out and try to make some smart plays. You don't want to force anything. You didn't get some minutes the other game. So come out and just be very solid. Good steal.
That wouldn't go in the smart play department for Watson.
Again, That's why I said that. You got to just let the game come to you.
Second turnover for the Deacs. Wilson with a pull-up. Put back from Holmes, wouldn't go. Might have been deflected. It'll stay the same way with Coastal.
Kevin Holmes gets a little stronger and a little more experience in his basketball game. He'll be able to take that play inside and have an ability to finish it either with a dunk or with a foul in the possible three-point play. He's just young and hasn't had any experience playing only his third ball game. Gets his shot easily blocked.
There's a foul in the interior. I think it's on Trent Van Horn for the Deacs. When you were coaching, did you ever have to pull a red shirt off someone in the middle of the season? I mean, that doesn't happen very often.
I was trying to put them on some people. No, not real. You have depth problems. And I think you hear it more in football than you do in basketball. But certainly in this situation of a guy that he started playing a couple of games ago, there's a basket.
Badou Diagne connects from the perimeter. Just a quick correction, they called the previous foul on Mitiglu 44 instead of Van Horn 43, and now they got Diagne.
See, that's not a smart play by Diagne.
It's number 2 on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need him on the floor, and you get excited because you knock down a jumper, so you want to get physical. And in this new basketball game, the way games are being officiated, you can't get in there and start pushing and bumping, especially in the paint. They're going to pick up a foul. They need him on the floor.
Staying out there with 2 fouls.
But mark that down at 6:05 as Diagne picks up his second.
And they got Curtis displacing Thomas in the post position. That's the second foul on him. So that's 3 different Chanticleer starters with 2 fouls apiece. Diagne staying in the game with 2. Curtis will check out as Marcus Freeman enters.
All right, now let's watch this. Let's watch this. There's ball balance, nice bend. That's fall through. And that just was very soft. But what happens if he can get that ball centered just a little bit? It's just a fraction of an inch that he's off. You think about his shots. You watched him a lot this year.
Sure.
You think about his free throws. They're just about a fraction of an inch.
Thomas defensively gets the job done. He's 0 for 5 from the line, but there's a good block on the defensive end.
Last few possessions, Wake's not been able to score. Got an easy basket out of Clinton, but their half-court offense has been a little slow. That's a good drive.
Strong take from Cody Miller-McIntyre.
And you begin to see the rhythm, the confidence coming back. Nice little bounce in this game.
4 points for Cody, 2 of 3 from the field. Deacs' largest lead was 11. Coastal hanging around though, despite the foul trouble. Diagne and Mitiglu blocked the shot attempt from Freeman.
Nice defensive play.
Crawford foul. Is that on Diagne or Freeman? I think they got Marcus Freeman, and it'll be his first.
See, you go back to the other end, you got to understand the size difference. Freeman 6'8", but not a leaper. And you've got Mitiglu at 6'10", 6'11", and long arms and very athletic. Not a good matchup. So it's really good defensive play. Waiting for the shot to go up, blocked it, kept it in play, and then you're able to take it down in transition and score.
That last possession in a nutshell, ACC team versus Big South team, just in terms of the height differential, the size differential?
Nah, I'm not going to put that label. Nah, I'm not going to put that label on. There's a 6'8" guy that doesn't jump very well against a 6'11" guy who's got long arms. You know? You shot it in his face.
Ryan Crawford has had a solid freshman year. Doesn't get the roll on that free throw. But the Deacs will keep the basketball. It was out of bounds off Diagne. And Tristan Curtis with 2 fouls, checking back in, replacing Diagne, who goes to the bench with 2 fouls. Under 5 minutes here in the first half. Mitiglu from the corner. Bang!
Dribble penetration. You saw good balance out of Cody Miller-McIntyre. His head was up. Finds a wide open shooter. Mitiglu, one of the best 3-point shooters in the ACC, knocks down his 17th three of the season.
Shot the ball really well the other night against the Spartans. Shaw, nice find inside, and Freeman gets a couple.
Good catch. Freeman doesn't jump particularly well, but he's got really good hands. If you throw the ball to him, he's going to be able to catch it and hit shoulder fake, get a mid-range jumper, and score sometimes.
Crawford finds the open man. Miller McIntyre attacks the rack. And he'll go to the free throw line with 4:07 remaining in the half. Cody Miller McIntyre was asked after the UNCG game, do you think you'll feel like yourself again by New Year's? He said, to be honest, yes, because the difference in the first half versus the second half on Tuesday, I think he'll continue to progress at that rate and try to get back in the form. And when he does, Danny Manning's going to have some decisions to make, because this is a guy in Cody Miller McIntyre who started 92 games in his career, coming off the bench for just the 4th time tonight. John Collins back into the game, replacing Devin Thomas. Cody Miller McIntyre goes 1 of 2 from the line. Deke showing full court pressure. And I think they got Hudson for the hold. WakeForest pressure as a whole.
Better in the last few minutes than they did earlier in the game. And will make some shots, but now they've got to close out this half.
Elijah Wilson not been able to make any shots. He's 0 for 4, and it'll be WakeForest ball. Deacons retake the floor with Crawford, Miller McIntyre, Collins, McClinton, and Middleglue. You see the Deeks shooting 50% from the floor, just 3 of 11 from 3.
WakeForest try to attack inside.
They get a paint touch. Shooting percentages typically go way up. And McClinton just shows off the hustle, but can't throw it down. Greg McClinton wants that back. And at the other end, Elijah Wilson missed the first layup, but makes the second.
Nice job there on the penetration after Wake misses the dunk. And what I was about to say was Wake going to try to attack inside out to get some easy baskets that way.
Crawford, too strong that time, and the rebound for Shaw.
They need no jump shots.
Oh, nice pass off. Freeman missed a little touch shot. Rebound for Collins.
Got caught in a bad spot. Didn't know whether to use the glass or lay it up in the front or what. Ended up not making the play.
Indecisive. Deeks trying to create some separation here. Coastal still within 8. Crawford directs the traffic, and he stepped out of bounds.
Last 2 possessions, you had a WakeForest step out of bounds, you had a missed dunk after another play. What you're doing as we get to closer to the half is allowing CoastalCarolina to stay in this basketball game.
Oh, great deflection. Crawford deflected it to McClinton, who just laid it in.
One good turn deserves another. Much better that time. Run the baseline. Couldn't a moment ago with a spot throw in, but very difficult getting the ball in play. Twice we've had bad plays. Where does CoastalCarolina get baskets? Wiggins not having a great shooting night. Needs to step up and make a play. Jang has got the 2 fouls.
Holmes off the mark. Freeman unable to control the rebound, and he fouled Crawford. Ryan Crawford's having a pretty strong half. He's already got 5 assists to go along with 7 points. And he's going to shoot free throws at the other end. The Deeks are in the double bonus.
I don't know if you don't have to make a decision on what lineup you want for a game in 2.5 or 3 weeks. But one thing I can tell you is that with McIntyre having been out until Tuesday, it's made Crawford a better player.
Yeah. Danny Manning said that the other night.
Yeah, and Stan Luter's saying it now. and because of that, what you're going to have is you're going to have depth. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and you're going to be able to play 3 lineup. You're going to play a 4-guard lineup at one time if you want to 4 around 1. But that's been a good thing. So I don't think you really have to worry about who, what, when, and where. He's still going to get anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes a ball game, I think. But I've really been impressed with how well he's played lately also.
Brian Crawford hit the biggest shots in the win against Indiana.
Yeah.
Maui. Some really clutch shots for a freshman guard.
There's that man-to-man full-court pressure again. You've got a big guy on the basketball at the Clintons, and you got to run the baseline after the make, try to get it in. They do a better job. Switch that screen. Good job there. Good job.
Wilson forced to shoot it. Shot clock violation.
Excellent job by Collins to come out and switch that screen. And yes, a mismatch as far as foot speed and also size, but the mismatch also goes in his advantage because it made it very difficult for Wiggins. Wiggins was coming off the screen with the idea of taking a jump shot. Couldn't do it because the 7-1 guy was in his face.
Well, Wiggins and Wilson, who combined average about 27 points a game, have combined for 2 points so far in the first half in the backcourt for Coastal, and John Collins shows off the shooting touch.
I'm telling you. Such a great upside. Smooth in the mid-range area. Can run the floor.
Can you quantify the upside? And how good can Collins be? Jang inside gets two with the left hand.
Nice move by Jang. Be careful, Jang. You've got 2 fouls. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. He's going to get better. He's going to get stronger. And the stronger he gets, the more confident he gets, the more shots that he sees fall in, the better job he's going to do and the coach to have.
Sure. So 33.9 on the game clock, 25 on the shot clock. Wake leading by 11.
Back in the zone, possession arrow is going to force to Coastal, so maybe if you force a shot, you can get a basket if you're Coastal. And
looking
score.
up high, an offensive foul was called, though.
Off.
I think Devin Thomas cleared out the space. They do call Thomas with his first foul. Take a look.
Can't really see. There it is right there. Just kind of a little moving screen and a little nudge. And if the ball is shot, that's going to be an okay play because you could say it was in box out position. But yeah, he dislodged the post player from his spot. Good call.
Not the most violent contact.
No, I've seen harder.
Yeah, but he certainly displaced him in a subtle way. Good call. Middleglue went flying. Inside, Shane rises and flushes it home. The Deeks have 10 seconds.
Plenty of time. Let's see if they do a clear out or a high-low set.
Thomas lost it. Coastal ball.
You've used that use it or lose it timeout for Coastal Carolina, so they don't want to call a timeout to set a play. But certainly with 2.8 seconds, plenty of time to get the ball up and get a decent shot. And a good coaching decision there by Coach Manning to get a big guy on the basketball, Darrell Moore, another one of those 7-footers.
Throw it up in the air, deflected by Wake. Miller McIntyre got it off. It was online, but a little too hard. At the half, the Deacons lead by 9. Coastal Carolina.
And each one of those wins, you know what they do? They begin to build that stepping stone for your resume for NCAA play. And I know that's a long way away, but it's something that a young team like this has the confidence to say, hey, we've beaten some good teams. Let's go out and knock out another team and get ready for a game in a few days.
And winning a close game against a good team builds confidence in a way a blowout doesn't.
Exactly.
A cross lane passing goes awry, and the Chanticleers turn it over.
Not the way you want to start a half.
Crawford all the way to the rim.
Yep. See, all those things that you talk about at halftime and all the adjustments, you've got to go out and execute them. And you have an opportunity to cut into the lead if you're Coastal Carolina. You don't do it, you get another easy basket by WakeForest.
Bryant Crawford's the first guy in the game in double figures, and Elijah Wilson's having a tough night. 1 of 7 from the floor, and he just traveled his first turnover.
2 possessions, 2 failed opportunities to score the ball. And you wonder why when a game gets out of hand or how we just had an opportunity to win and we don't do it. They come down, they're going to be up 13 possibly if they score here.
Again, they're running the offense through Crawford, and he finds Thomas.
It continues to be an experience thing for Crawford and a lot of confidence, and a nice pass that time and finished by Thomas. And when you can get other guys involved in scoring, that takes some of that load off Devin Thomas. We know we're going to ask him to score a lot of points as this season goes on.
Zhang on the slip.
I like him. Good hands.
Now he's into double figures with 11. Coastal needed that basket. 90 seconds gone here in the second half. And again, Crawford creates. Wilbekin only played 4 minutes in the first half because he picked up a couple fouls. Thomas hits Mitiglu, who parries the three.
That starts with good ball movement, and then the ball goes inside to the post, and then when they converge on the offensive player, that time Thomas, he's able to find a wide open Mitiglu for a three.
Crawford fouled Shaw. That's his second foul. Crawford and Wilbekin each have 2 fouls. 4 different Chanticleers each with 2 fouls. Nobody in the 3-foul club yet. Zhang flirting with a backcourt violation, but he hadn't established both feet in the front court, so that was a legal play. Tim Nestor right there to make the call. Shaw, a little hesitation, tough shot, and he gets it to go.
Maybe that'll get him going. He's really struggled in this basketball game. Guy that they need to get some points.
A couple seasons ago, Shaw played 28 games for the South Carolina Gamecocks, who are one of the 8 undefeated teams in the country right now. Chanticleers create a steal and then give it right back.
So let me see if I got this right. You've had 4 or 5 possessions in the first half. You've had 1 basket out of that, a couple of turnovers and a bad shot. Better offensive execution, especially off a steal then.
Miller McIntyre to the basket.
And you know what? Knowing Coach Ellis, dude, he's going to be more upset with the fact that you have a drive, keep a dribble drive alive and the easy layup than he will be that turnover moment ago.
From the baseline, Jalen Shaw gets 2.
Nice look.
He's in double figures now with 11.
Coastal Carolina, you've got to come up with some stops. Can't continue to let WakeForest run their offense and get easy inside looks.
Wilbekin forcing the issue. You can tell he wants to score. He hasn't scored yet tonight. Shaw in rhythm. Big shot.
Yeah, you make a basket, you get some confidence, and you said it exactly. Rhythm. Caught, turn, jumper, score.
Averaged 23 points per game as a high school senior in Hartsville, South Carolina. McClinton from the foul line. Cannot answer. The rebound pinballs into the hands of Zhang. Outlet for Shaw. Shaw denied at the rim by Miller McIntyre. And now the Deeks with numbers in transition. Mitiglu with space. He left it short, but McClinton was there, and he'll go to the line. Deeks have come out of the second half with some pretty good energy.
Your destiny, your goal.
A win for, tonight would
be 6, right?
This would be the 5th in a row.
5, and then when you did that game, you won 6. Huh?
Sure.
I'm trying to count with you.
Well, tonight's win is far from in the bag. Far, about 16 minutes, perhaps, if they play well. Greg McClinton hits a couple free throws. 1 of 2, rather.
Remind me one day to give you, can't do it right now, but remind me one day to give you the play well theory, the play well concept.
Okay.
Takes a few minutes from you.
I look forward to that. Wilson to Zhang. He sets his feet and gets 3.
I'm telling you, this is a guy that's 6'7", 6'8", Needs to add some more weight to take it to the next level, but he's got speed. He's got really good footwork and not afraid to take a jump shot or to put it to the floor. He's got a lot of versatility in this game.
Played at Oak Hill briefly, Oak Hill Academy, then went to the Impact Basketball Academy in Florida, originally from Senegal. And Hudson was bumped by Curtis. That's what they called it on Wilson. So number 2 on Wilson. Chanticleer's hanging around though. 7-point game. Hudson on the attack to Crawford. He sets his feet and answers with a 3.
That's exactly right. Looks off a defender, looks at Wilbekin. He's not ready to shoot it, but certainly Crawford is. And another in-rhythm jump shot.
Crawford's got 13 points on 6 field goal attempts. And Coastal Carolina makes it back to a single-digit game pretty quickly.
Nice inside move that time by Tristan Curtis.
Hudson takes it, makes it.
Now you look at guys that could be possible X factors for this Wake Forest team and adding depth. You know, Cornelius Hudson's that kind of guy. Another 6'7" guy, a little more physical maybe than Jane, but has that ability to bounce around and can defend. I really like how he's gotten better as last season went.
And Wiggins taking it into traffic, able to draw the foul. I agree with you about Hudson though. Guy who had the game-winning basket up at Rutgers in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. 11 points per game in just 4 games after coming back from the suspension. Still trying to find his role.
Yeah, and this is a good time to find it because he will have that experience of playing last year, being a scorer at times, making some perimeter shots.
First point of the night for Siobhan Wiggins. He averages about 13 a game. Double figures 6 times in 8 games played this season. Wiggins 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Best way to get in a basketball game if you're a couple possessions out, get some scores, especially with the clock stopped, and play some solid defense.
Wilbekin fakes it, takes it, makes it.
Nice looking jump shot.
Long 2 for Wilbekin. His first bucket of the night. And he's going to need to make those shots in ACC play for Wake Forest to be as good as they want to be. Wide open. Nope. Freeman on the offensive glass. He just outworked the bigger Wake Forest guys down there.
Well, he did, and it was a long rebound and not a really nice job of timing and get that. Darrell Moore was able to kind of out-jump him at 6'8" versus 7'1". And you do what you do well. He's a physical guy. He gets inside, gets a little contact, and he'll go to the free throw line. Only taken 2 free throws this season, so we'll see what he can do here.
The foul was called on Devin Thomas, and it's his 3rd. He's going to stay in the game, though. Middleblue replacing Moore. And Clinton going to come back in as well. In order for him to get back in, though, Freeman needs to make a free throw. Coastal Carolina's already played 2 conference games. They went 1-1. They beat Radford at home, lost a tough one to Campbell on the road. They blew a 9-point lead in that second half against the Camels. Here's Wilbekin. Too strong, but an offensive rebound and a good kick out. Hudson to Crawford for 3.
Poor job that time of Coastal Carolina. You get a long rebound. You're not able to come out and contest a shot. And again, you know, Crawford's sitting there just thinking about this, teeing it up, and then puts it down. And he's really looking good on his shots. One from the left, one from the right.
Wiggins off the glass for 2.
Nice drop.
bouncing back and forth between a 7-point game and a 12-point game. Crawford feeling it. A little heat check. And a foul was called on Wilbekin. Yep. That's his third. Jalen Shaw coming back in, giving Wiggins a break.
Looking at 3. Thomas with 3 now. Long rebound.
But he got the ball.
I may have let that go, but when the player goes down, they got to figure out it had to be some kind of contact.
Oh, a little too much hurry on that pass from Traps. Shaw couldn't handle it, straddling the sideline. Turnover number 11 in the game for Coastal Carolina compared to just 6 for Wake.
When you're a smaller school, shall we say, conference-wise,
sure,
and you have an opportunity to play in a Power 5 conference team, you can't make mental mistakes. You can't have easy turnovers. WakeForest will probably make them pay for this on this possession. Good offensive movement so far.
Hudson, strong finish.
Turnover, remember to start the half. You don't get any scores out of that. And that's the difference in when teams are upset. Power 5 teams are knocked off. It's because these teams take advantage of opportunities like that.
Ron Traps with his first basket of the game.
But what's the one thing you've noticed that has not happened in the last couple possessions is that Coastal Carolina is not being able to have back-to-back stops.
Middleglue was open. He's got 3 more.
We've seen at least 3 3-pointers in the second half where basically the defenders not been able to get out and contest the jump shot, run the guy off the 3-point line and make it be a 2-point shooter.
Traps tries to answer, could not finish, and Crawford was bumped in the backcourt. Dinos Middleglue has only taken 3-point attempts tonight. He's 3 of 6.
3-pointer, the bench is up. Middleglue is happy. Danny Manning is happy. And you've gone inside, outside, and gotten the basket. That's what inside the play is all about.
That's exactly what I asked for.
That's what I gave him.
Santa stand.
I ain't the please. A little zone there after the timeout for Coastal, gets a steal and the foul.
Crawford fouled Wiggins after the theft. It's a 3rd foul on Crawford, who's having himself a really fine night overall. Crawford's got 16 points and 8 assists to go along with it. And now he's heading to the bench.
He is really just an explosive guy that's just going to get better. Again, these are valuable minutes. And the ability that Coach Manning is going to have to be able to split some of his time with Cody Miller McIntyre as the year goes on is going to be really good. And I'm just excited about watching this young guy play. But now let's see if they can play a defensive player when Coastal Carolina can go inside and get another basket themselves. Ding's been kind of quiet the last few possessions.
One-man offense that time, but it worked out. Wiggins for 3.
Yeah, Wiggins just kind of tees him up, gets his feet set under him, and then knocks down the 3.
Coastal's making enough shots to hang around.
Yeah, they are. And they're back in the zone. WakeForest has got to recognize that. And you can't settle for jump shots. Even though you've been making some jumpers, you've got to move the ball around perimeter, inside out. You'll get something. Flash. There you go.
Clock down 7. Miller McIntyre parries the 3.
And you're not going to believe it, but all of that starts because you've got a guy that'll flash to the middle, and that makes the defense kind of converge in the middle to stake it away, and then you're able to reverse it. And Cody Miller McIntyre's ready to knock down the basketball.
He's never been a great outside shooter. He only made 19 threes last year. His first 3 of the new season. On the offensive glass, Tristan Curtis keeps the play alive and scores.
Curtis having a really nice game, just playing around the rim like he usually does. Gets a couple loose balls and can finish.
Van Horn is wide open, left it short.
Smart play there.
Rebound deflected out. And a fresh shot clock for the Deacons. Clinton kicks it back out. And Middleglue fouled by Wilson, number 3. On Elijah Wilson.
The little things win basketball games, you know. Trent Van Horn flashes to the middle of the floor. The defense of Coastal converges. They reverse the ball, and Cody Miller McIntyre's got a wide open top of the key jump shot. a shot goes long and is missed, Tino Miniklu tips it back, gives you a second chance possession. Now let's see if they can take advantage. Little things like that win basketball games for you in December as well as in March.
McIntyre took it into the traffic, lost it. Wiggins up high for Shaw, who lays it in, and the foul. That's number 4 on Devin Thomas.
Haven't said a lot about fast break baskets today for Coastal Carolina, but certainly one couldn't have come at a better moment. Nice lob. You see the contact inside there, low, but just elevating by Mr. Jalen Shaw, only 6 feet 1 inches tall, but really climbed the ladder that time and is able to possibly finish with a 3-point play and get this game even closer. Coastal still hanging around.
That was an impressive finish. Shaw can't hit the free throw, but Curtis deflected it out. Chanticleers have the basketball.
2-point play. Devin Thomas picks up a foul, back tap.
And Wilson makes it a 4-point trip.
Exactly. Taking advantage of your opportunities.
Only the second basket for Wilson, but now it's a 7-point basketball game. Will the Deeks get tight at all on this offensive possession? Crawford fouled by Shaw. That's just the first on Jalen Shaw, the 5th on the Chanticleers in the second half. Both teams shooting much better in the second half. Coastal is 12 of 16, 75% from the field since halftime.
It's reminiscent of what they did against Wofford in starting the game, shooting about 78, 80%.
They were 17 of 20 in the first half in the game against the Wofford Terriers, last year's champs of the Southern Conference. And Curtis was called for the foul. That's number 6 on Coastal. And number 3 on Curtis. I beg your pardon, number 4 on Tristan Curtis. Cliff Ellis gets Curtis out of the game. Freeman returns. Oh, and a holding foul before the ball was inbounded. Going to send John Collins to the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1. Collins, for a big guy, has shot pretty well from the free throw line, 73% so far this year. Cliff Ellis has been coaching for such a long time. Collins knocks in the free throw. Time at South Alabama, Clemson, Auburn, and Coastal. You know the only other coach to win 100 games at 4 different schools? Probably most well known for his time at Maryland. Coach Lefty Drizel.
Make the free throw, and then they come up with a little full court pressure, kind of increases tempo. Talking about getting tight. This is Coastal Carolina. They've got to make their opportunities, make some plays. Reverse, look down for the dump in. Play without fouling inside, that's good.
Collins and Middleblue cut off the entry angle. Jalen Shaw can't create on his own, and Collins has the rebound. Closing in on 8 minutes to play. Crawford for Collins in the stop.
Easy, nothing you can do about that if you're Freeman. Got to put more pressure on the basketball on the other end as the passer, but not a thing you could do.
Gorgeous pass from Brian Crawford, his 9th assist. And they got Collins for the foul on Zhang. Badou tonight, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Front end of a 1-and-1. And he'll shoot the second.
Talking about playing, this is a hard time of the year to play basketball. If you're not mentally fresh, and because you're going through exams, a lot of guys are away from home for the first time through the holidays. You want to get home for the holidays because we know it's a holiday, and it's really hard sometimes to concentrate and play basketball. And so in Coastal's case, they came up last night. They played this game. They're going to go back to Myrtle Beach, Conway, and they've got to be ready to play an afternoon game on Sunday. And what you can't do is you can't let the game tonight affect the game on Sunday.
Ryan Crawford, a brilliant pass fake. He's got 19 points with 9 assists. Cornelius Hudson, off the bench, has accumulated 6 assists tonight. Crawford, who had been struggling shooting the ball, 5 of 8 from 3 this evening.
He's had some really good looks, and playing with more and more confidence. Forced jumper right there. Second chance here.
Wilbekin couldn't control the rebound. Bounced out to Wilson. Shaw down the boulevard for 2.
Shaw's really stepped up in the second half, made some plays.
11 of his 18 points since halftime.
If you're Coastal Carolina now, this is that critical time. You've got to get some time and score opportunities where you score, get the clock stopped, play without fouling, get some stops on WakeForest, and you're got to be able to convert on your side.
Crawford turns it over.
Yeah, good job defensively taking away that high ball screen pick and roll a moment ago.
Got 4 turnovers to go along with his 9 assists and an offensive foul on Wilson. Wilbekin took the hit. Deacons will take over possession.
Well, you've seen great defense on both sides. One, you take away the ball screen, you force a bad turnover by Crawford. This time you take it down the floor, and then an offensive foul. You got this push him down, you see easily. Good call right there. Got him with the left arm. Back-to-back defensive plays. That will win games for you.
Wilson with 4 fouls stays in the game.
Well, they almost have to.
Yep.
But it is a time and score situation for them. But they almost has to because they need some offensive firepower.
And they got it on Curtis. It's his 5th. And Tristan Curtis is done for the night. He fouls out with 8 points and 3 rebounds in 23 minutes of action.
That really hurts you because that's a senior at 6'7", and they can bang a little bit and help get some boards. He's had a nice ball game, and now you have to bring in the freshman, Kevin Holmes. If you look at Holmes, he needs a little weight, but he's got those long arms, so maybe he can come up and make some athletic plays. They've been very impressed with him in practice.
Moore missed the free throw, but an offensive rebound. That's a killer for Coastal.
Yeah, you want to run some clock and be patient, or you want to drive and say score.
Didn't run clock, got a good look, but Cody couldn't finish. Wiggins hit, and he'll shoot 2.
Wiggins has been a big scorer for this team. At 24, game a couple weeks ago against Campbell. And they talk about his ability to create off the dribble, as you saw there, and he's a streaky shooter. Does a nice job at the free throw line, just under 70%. But now, if you're Coastal Carolina, here's what you got to start thinking. You got to think possessions here, okay? Make the free throw, set your defense up, force the tempo a little bit for WakeForest, and then get some back-to-back baskets. They got one stop. Let's see if they can get another one.
WakeForest finds himself only up by 8.
King needs to be careful. He and Middleglue banging in the paint.
And a 3-second violation called on Dinos Middleglue. Coastal ball.
Well, I was watching those guys the entire down the floor, and they were banging and trying to get better position. Middleglue got caught up with an extra bang. Got a 3-second call. Coach Manning not happy about that. And there was that defensive stop. Kind of, sort of.
It worked. Badou Diagne hits the 3.
Back-to-back stops, get baskets. Game closer than maybe you would like if you're a WakeForest fan.
5-point game with 5 minutes to go. Middleglue steps back, takes it to the basket, and he draws the foul. I think it's on Holmes. First on Patrick Holmes, and Dinos Middleglue going to the line. He's one of 2 guys in the country, 6'10" or taller, who's shooting 90% or better from the free throw line. Kyle Wiltshire for Gonzaga is the other.
See, I stayed quiet on that because I'm not going to be the one responsible for that miss when he came up. The announcer's jinx, not that time. Go for two.
The announcer's jinx is a myth. There's no such thing. Dino's 90%. No question he hits this. There you go. Have I dispelled the myth for you?
Nah. No, just tell you the truth now. But it's all good.
Broadcasting baseball for a bunch of years, baseball players would drive me crazy with that. Here's Wiggins the other way, and Middleglue swats it away. Offensive foul on Thomas as he bulldozed Jang inside. Devin Thomas just fouled out of the basketball game. So with 4:40 to go, the Deacons' leading scorer finds himself on the bench. 6 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 3 turnovers tonight for Devin.
Little guy's driving on there 4-on-1, gets a block. Middleglue is going to have to step up now, and you can see I couldn't see the beginning of this play, but a smart play by Dang. Nevertheless, you understand a guy that your guard's got 4 fouls, see if you can draw a 5th, and he was able to do so. So let's keep this in mind now. 4:40 to go. Can Coastal Carolina now make the run they need to pull the upset?
First time all season Devin Thomas does not get double-figure scoring. Both teams have 3 timeouts left. Both teams in the double bonus on the next foul.
Be very patient if you're Coastal in this possession.
Jang didn't have anything, sends it back out to Wiggins. Oh, and he was fouled by Hudson shooting the 3.
Okay, let's take a look at this. He may have grazed him, but one of the things that the officials are looking at in addition to this verticality is taking away your space, and he goes over the top. I could understand why the officials would call it. Not certain there was that much contact. But
so he'll have to sit and ponder the final 4 minutes plus of this game. 3 free throws here for Wiggins. Wow. He was way short there. The 67% free throw shooter, and he gets to the line a lot. Okay, 5'11", $180. That gives him double figures in the second half. He didn't score in the first. 3 shot clears in double figures now. 1 of 3 for Wiggins, and it's out of bounds to Wake. What you're looking for Wake Forest on offense here, up by 6 with 4:15 left.
Better balance. Move the ball. Use the time, use the clock. You don't need to force shots. Be sure with your passes, be sure with your catches. Show, you don't get it, move.
Wilbekin cross court. Hudson fakes it, takes it, makes it.
Excellent offense.
8-point game. Any jump ball tie-up goes to the Deeks.
We try to get Dang involved in a little high-low pick and roll here.
Jang launches, connects.
Bam! Badou Diagne. My goodness, remember that name, folks.
And 22 points tonight, 1 shy of a season high. Season high against a Division I opponent. Miller McIntyre to answer. In and out. Coastal's got it, down by 5.
That was a good look, but under that time and score sequence we're talking about, Wake wants to move the ball a little bit more, and you'll get a better shot than you did then.
Jang is 4 of 5 from 3 in the game. And he turns it over there. Bad entry pass. Deeks with numbers. To Collins.
WakeForest has done a great job tonight in converting from defense to offense. A nice little pocket post pass, but the problem was you got a young guy at home that's not strong enough yet to post up. And when you don't post up, steals occur. When steals occur, slams occur.
2:50 to go. Cody Miller McIntyre with good hesitation. He was ahead of the pack. He waited.
I like that. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. How do you like these numbers for John Collins? He's 4 for 4 from the field, and he's 4 for 4 from the line for 12 points.
Perfect.
Can't do much better in the opportunities he's had. He's also got 5 rebounds. And away from the ball, a whistle and a foul on Miller McIntyre. 2 shots for Jalen Shaw.
What you cannot do if you're Wake Forest is get careless now. What I mean by careless is careless with the basketball, careless in your shot selection, and careless in the way that you play defense. Fight through a screen, get there, move your feet, and don't give the officials a reason to call a foul, stop the clock, get a player in foul trouble, and let Coastal get closer at the line.
3rd foul on Miller McIntyre.
Coastal Carolina on this season is only a 65% free throw shooting team. Going to have to come up with a way to get some points.
Shaw goes 1 of 2. It's a 2-possession game with plenty of time left.
Wake's got to understand now you've got timeouts, 3, and possession error.
Crawford, Miller McIntyre, Wilbekin, Midiklu, and Hudson. He missed it. Devin Thomas fouled out with about 4:40 to go. Shot clock winding down. Crawford. That's a shot clock violation.
It's a possession you needed if you're a Chanticleer fan.
Well defended by Coastal.
And who's going to guard Yang on this side? It's going to be Midiklu again. So he's going to take him outside. They're going to start above the key and then work inside. The offensive matchup goes to Coastal.
Jang taking Midiklu to the rim for 2. That was the matchup that Cliff Ellis went right to.
It's a no-brainer. If he's going to guard it that far, Midiklu is not known as a defensive player.
Miller McIntyre hits Hudson. He's short with a jumper, and now the Chanticleers could make it a 1-possession game on this trip.
If you're Coastal, don't rush this possession.
Jalen Shaw takes it to the rack. Hudson fouled him. 3rd foul on Hudson.
And the only reason you wouldn't rush it in that case is if you can take the ball to the rack and maybe get a foul. Now, the thing I would see, the next possession down, let's take a look and see if 1 or 2 things happen. Does Wake make a switch and maybe put Hudson or someone in Jang? Or do they go zone? Clinton can certainly do a great job of guarding him as well. Let's see if they make that switch.
Clinton replacing Hudson. This is the closest this game has been since it was 9-6. The difference is 2 with 80 seconds left. Midiklu. He's fouled by Zhang. And remember, Zhang had 2 fouls early in the first half, but that's his 3rd foul for the game. So he hasn't picked up one in a while. Deacons are in the double bonus. Dinos Midiklu, the 6'10" forward from Greece. That's a wonderful sound, isn't it?
I'm thinking the same thing. Let's hear it again. That's great camera work. Our audio people are doing a great job on the truck. Isn't that nice?
You ask, you get.
That's how I like it. Well, it's like you asked for something and I gave it to you. Now, if you're a Coastal fan, they want to ask and get a basket and a stop. Wake needs to get a stop here.
Shaw to the wide open man. Holmes can't hit the 3, and Wilbekin's got the rebound.
Not the person or the shot you want taken in that situation.
Now, there are guys on the floor that you could foul if you're Cliff Ellis, but it looks like they're going to play for the stop. Crawford, a little over aggressive, lost it. And it's a tie-up. The Deeks have the arrow. and 12 on the shot clock.
Coach is going to take a timeout, I think.
Well, you've played defense for this long on the shot clock. You don't necessarily want to foul them now and give them points.
Yeah, but if a guy's going to take off from the top of the key, guard him. If you're Wake Forest, do you play zone? You put a smaller, quicker guy on him, or do you continue with a big and try to hope to force him off the line? We'll find out in a second. Got to get it in.
That's a timeout called the last minute by Wake Forest. The last
1-3-1 look there. There's your quick cut. Okay.
Double bounce to Wilbekin with Miller, McIntyre, McClinton, Middleglue, and Crawford. Inside, McClinton gets two.
Nice. Clinton very active on the weak side.
Still a two-possession game. Wilson takes it to the basket, can't finish, and it's Wake Forest ball. Greg McClinton has made some really big shots in this game.
Well, moving out the ball, and that was a quick cut, and then you look for the reverse, and Wilbekin was very patient in making the pass. And the guy that you don't want to foul if you're Coastal Carolina, Middleglue is with the ball, got to get it out of his hands. Too late.
Miller McIntyre juggled the catch, was fortunate to recover, and then found McClinton. That should do it.
It should. No fouls if you're Wake Forest. Hurry if you're Coastal.
Wiggins gets two. But it'll be too little too late with 5 seconds to go. It wasn't the prettiest win the Deacs have ever had, but it is a win nonetheless, and Wake Forest has won 5 in a row.